Italian restaurant.
Armand used to say, "I'm no good behind a desk." He wanted to be out on the plant floor watching the guys make cymbals, just as he had made cymbals in the early days. He had great admiration and respect for people who worked with their hands.
We all had so much respect for him because he did it all. He worked in the melt room. He worked with the artist. He picked orders. He helped establish so many different things all by himself way back.
You know, it just wasn't enough for him to, you know, make a product. He had to have it, you know, tested. He, you know, invented the position of, you know, the cymbal tester. And then a cymbal had to be selected, you know, matched. It wasn't enough to just, you know, go out the door.
He was the epitome of what people thought the Zildjian cymbal maker should be. He had this ability that few people have to really bring the best out of people, to motivate people to do the best job they can all the time, because he made you want to do the best job you could do for him.
When you look at this man, you can just tell his body language, pulling the pants up. This is not just your average wealthy man. You understand? This is a cat who has been downstairs in the basement hanging with the cats talking about, listen, how is your cymbal, you know? And that's one, no, because when you get with musicians, then they talk. Look, see the way he's standing? And then after a while, oh, look at this. You see? So, here is the secret process, you see. You can take all the instruments, all of the metals, everything, and it's in the heart. The heart, that's what makes the sound.
He cared deeply about the people who worked for him, and he wanted them to understand the importance of what they were doing. So once when Buddy Rich's band was performing in the area,
you know, hired 2 buses to take the employees up to see, you know, Buddy and the band, to just, you know, get them excited about what they were doing and, you know, understand the music end of it, you know, not just the manufacturing and what went on at the factory.
And I have to remember one occasion where Armand was playing the knives on the table because he loved the music so much, and the band was swinging and Armand was swinging, and Buddy stopped the band. He said, "Zildjian, who's playing this gig, me or you?" And Armand said, "You are, Buddy, of course."
He was just so fun to be around, and he remembered things. I mean, he remembered special things. He remembered, you know, what your kids were up to, and, you know, ask questions about your, you know, your life beyond your job. He never acted his age. You'd always thought Armand was about 30 years old when you hung out with him.
What kept Armand so young was he just loved music, he loved drumming, he loved cymbals, he loved the people around him, he loved the whole thing, and he just, it wasn't work to him, it was he loved his job.
He was just so in my corner, I think in everyone's corner really, just in terms of loving his team and respecting what they did and always giving credit to the, you know, to his team.
Had some very simple principles that he lived his life by, and I think that's why he was such a happy person and such a successful person. And probably the primary value that Armand had was honesty. And he was honest in his whole life, but he was mostly honest about who he was as a person.
To tell you the truth, I see the man every day when I play on one of his cymbals. I still see him, I still feel his presence very much in everything that I do as a drummer.
Armand felt he learned a lot from his father, and that allowed him to build upon this incredibly strong legacy and foundation which he had inherited from my grandfather. Always looking ahead, my father carefully planned for his own succession. It was over 10 years ago that he and I started working together to provide a smooth transition. His core values continue to guide me today. Armand was so supportive as both a boss and a father.
Well, I started as a kid. When I was 14, I learned the secret. Worked in the melting room.
What is the secret?
I forgot.